Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Spice Girl Mel B has been a global star for decades, but had perhaps her biggest honour yet last week when Prince William presented her with an MBE at Buckingham Palace. She dedicated her honour to all women affected by domestic violence, and I'm delighted to say Mel B joins me now. Mel, how are you?
Hi, good to see you.
Congratulations.
I'm good, thank you. How are you? You're looking very tanned. Is that makeup or is that your tan?
It's actually just a bit of makeup, but it's fine. I'll take the compliment. I'll take the win. Well, talking of win, congratulations on your MBE. What did that mean to you to get an MBE and be at Buckingham Palace?
I mean, it's really surreal, to be honest. And I don't take it personally to do with me. It's for all the women that have been through similar things to what I've been through. So, you know, it's just more about raising awareness. But to get an MBE for it is just kind of crazy. I'm like, why didn't Spice Girls get an MBE? But, I mean, to do it for the women and to do it for what I'm doing it for is just, like, quite overwhelming. It still hasn't really sunk in because it was only like a few days ago.
And are you a monarchist? I mean, we've got this late-breaking news tonight that the Queen's going to miss the state opening of Parliament. Obviously, a lot of concern about her health generally right now as we head towards the Platinum Jubilee, an amazing achievement. Are you a big believer in the royal family, the monarchy?
I mean, I'm a massive royalist. Like me, my mom, my sister, my dad, all about the royals. But you know what? I mean, the Queen's been through so much. You know, she's lost the love of her life. She's 96 years old. So whatever she wants to do, she can do. I mean, she's the Queen. So it's up to her, and I kind of bow down to that.
You got your gong from Prince William. And a little Dickie Bird tells me that in your earlier life, as a rampant young Spice Girl, before you matured into a more sensible one, that you guys used to get helicopters down to Highgrove and secretly have peanut butter sandwich parties with William and Harry. Is that true?
Well, let me just explain. I mean, we got invited to Highgrove many times, and it wasn't our helicopter, it was their helicopter. They'd hire it for us and pick us up, and then we'd arrive on the lawn. It was quite fancy and well-to-do, and then there'd all be these posh sandwiches, and we'd be like, we don't really want cucumber and cheese sandwiches. Let's go in the kitchen and make some bagels and some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And they loved it. I mean, they were only young, but it was really nice to see William again. You know, I'm all grown up and I'm getting my MBE, and he literally had such a long conversation with me. I got a bit embarrassed because, you know, the whole protocol is you wait for William to kind of talk to you before you speak, and then he ends the conversation. But this conversation was going on and on and on, and I was looking behind me. I was like, there's so many people waiting to get their MBE too.
What was he saying to you? Was he asking you if you still eat peanut butter sandwiches, or...?
No. I mean, half of the conversation I'll never tell anybody because that's between me and him. But it was really kind of taken aback how, you know, I'm a Spice Girl, but yeah, I'm getting the MBE for raising awareness for domestic violence and women that are in vulnerable situations. And he was just asking me about my book, about, you know, how long I was in the abusive relationship for. He really went quite deep. And then he said to me, he goes, so who are you here with? And obviously my mum's white with blonde hair. And I went, I'm with my mum, she's over there. And he was like, oh, hello. And my mum went bright red. And then the conversation still carried on. He was so sweet and so polite and respectful. I was the one that was like, OK, I think we need to go now. And, yeah, I have to do my curtsy, and I whisked off, and I was just kind of in shock, but so happy and so delightful. Because
and when you see Mel, when you see
Claridge's.
Right, when you know, having had these fun times at Highgrove with him and Harry when they were like inseparable brothers, how do you feel about the way that their relationship has fractured so badly at the moment?
Well, I mean, that's just what the press are saying. Nobody knows really what happens behind closed doors. You know,
it is true.
I mean, those brothers
it is unquestionably true.
So
they are properly.
You know, I have 3 daughters. I mean, they're brothers at the end of the day. I have 3 daughters, and you know, I'm closer to one child for this, closer to my middle child for that. So you just don't really know what kind of dynamic happens behind closed doors.
When you saw the whole kind of furore go down with, you know, Megxit, when him and Harry and Meghan left the country, and we had the first biracial member of the royal family, and everyone was so full of hope about it all and so positive around the wedding, and then suddenly within 18 months it was all over and she'd gone. You come from a biracial background yourself.
Yeah,
what did you make
I do.
of, did you feel sad that it ended so quickly and so acrimoniously?
Well, I don't really take what happens in the media as the gospel truth. You know, I was just happy that the monarchy was so accepting of somebody of black and white descendant, you know, because it's so white and very British, which I love, the royals, like I said. So it was kind of a shame that it got presented in the way that it did, but like I keep on saying, nobody knows what happened, you know, and if one of my kids wants to go and live in Australia or New Zealand or Israel, you know, I will always be supportive, you know.
Finally, Mel, you've done some great work on the...
About that.
No, you've just... It's uncensored. You can say what the hell you like on this show.
I know I can, and I'm talking to you, remember?
The issue of domestic violence that you've written so powerfully about and spoken so powerfully about and now been awarded for your work in this area. Right now, there's this grisly trial going on about probably one of the worst toxic marriages I think I've ever witnessed between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. We've had 2 trials now. We're in the middle of a second one. Does this kind of thing actually, is it damaging to the cause that you're trying to advance and promote?
I mean, this is such like a very sensitive topic for me because it's so personal. But to me, this trial is so... This case is so not entertainment for me. And what I worry about is it's going to damage, you know, future men or women coming forward and making their own claims, or the justice system having doubt or not believing. Because at the end of the day, you know, we can't get away from the fact that 2 women get killed every week in this country by their former partner or their current partner, as opposed to 12 men a year. So I have to kind of remind myself that I'm glad that people are aware of the situation, which is an epidemic of domestic violence and coercive control and any form of abuse. But I also think that to look at this case as entertainment is damaging. And that's why I have not even looked at it at all. By the way, I've been in Colorado with Ruby Wax filming for 3 weeks, which is another story, which has been amazing. So to land back in England on Sunday, because I now live in Leeds with my mum, surrounded by nature, it was really it really made me have like a lump in my throat to think that this is televised, because I know when I went through all my stuff in the US, I actually had to like file court papers to have a closed courtroom, because otherwise TMZ were going to be allowed in and all these different outlets and cameras and filming and all that stuff. And luckily the judge granted me for it to be a closed court. So I do think it's... I mean,
I think it's incredibly sad.
For that. But
it's very squalid and it's very sad, and it's like this awful toxic relationship exploding in public.
And everyone's judging. Everyone's judging.
Well, everyone's bound to judge,
so
aren't they?
Nobody really knows
I think
what
that's
happens
it's
apart
human.
from those
Yeah, but it's human nature to judge. I don't think you can blame the public or even the media. These 2 are at each other's throats and they're doing it in public. Everyone's going to have a view. But I agree with you. The moment that crosses into entertainment, then I think it devalues the issue that you've campaigned so courageously for. Mel, I've got to leave it there.
Your entertainment with your tan.
What's it going to do with my tan?
Are you living in LA or are you living here now because you've got your new job?
And look, if you just want to spit it out that you quite fancy the way I'm looking at the moment, just say it. It's fine. Just get it off your chest.
Don't.
Come on, you've been mentioning my tan 3 times now. I'm doing the maths.
You look good. You've got good lighting.
Thank you.
You've got good lighting, a good little bit of a spritzer going on.
Mel,
well done.
You're looking hot yourself.
I miss you. Let's have dinner soon.
We've had a lot of fun over the years. I would love to catch up with you. Great to see you.
We have.
You take care, Mel. That was properly uncensored. I like it.
Bye. Uncensored? I didn't swear.
You were about to. That's why I've had to get rid of you. Great to talk to you.
Bye.
I love Mel B.